team had about 4 games. We are now in the 4th and last game. So far, the Czech with Jerry Snitil have won 2, lost 1, and Team Häsler has lost 2 and won 1 game. So as Romano said, Team Snitil is with 1 further win definitely qualified, while Team Häsler, if they would win, then it's the decision of the DSC. And here I just see that team very well with the DSC.
Yes, that's right. So it's like the best 8 teams who are not the first in their group. They qualify too for the next stage. So the draw shot challenge there is really important. Team Snitil with just 7 centimeters in average, that's world class. That's really awesome.
Maybe in a later moment we will explain you this whole DSC system, because it's certainly very interesting. But let's say we look a little bit about the game. The team Häsler, Switzerland, is playing with the yellow rocks. And just we see now a kind of beginning, careful beginning of a takeout. So it's all the time, Romano, in the beginning a kind of wait and see. I mean, nobody takes a big risk at the moment, right?
Exactly, because first you want to know how the ice is curling, which weight you can use for which curl. You want to know how your opponent is playing. You want to get a good feeling for yourself, for your team, so that you can play later in the game the more difficult shots. And you know exactly in which spot the ice curls, how much, with which rocks. So this is an important beginning of the game.
So now we have again Team Switzerland, Stefan Häsler. Next question now, just a kind of hit and roll into the house.
Yeah. Well, maybe if this would be further in the game, in the 3rd or 4th end, it's likely that Team Häsler would come around this guard and try to force here Team Snitil to a point, to single. But here now, where you're not sure how fast this spot is, how much it curls, it's more safe to kill it and try to roll into the rings.
So it has been, I would say, tough games for everyone. I mean, we are now in the last robin round after 4 games. I think it's hard. I mean, they play in these 2 days, or let's say 2.5 days, because actually they began on Thursday evening. Just these 4 games, we have seen a lot of exciting shots, and
yep.
We are looking forward. I mean, what happened is after this round robin, there will be a break about 1 hour. And then we have the 16, last of the 16, which will have a further round. So you can imagine then they have already 5 games, and then another 3 games tomorrow, whatever team will qualify for the final.
Yeah, it's a really full schedule for every team. It's like to win this tournament you need to get 8 games, and you need to win around 6 or 7 at least. So it's really tough, because it's like the first 2 days, like Friday, Saturday, it's okay for every team. It's like Friday you have just 2 games, and then on Saturday there are teams who play 3 times, and on Sunday the both teams who will play the final, they need to play 3 times as well. So yeah, that's really tough. So in the end, fitness is really important, that you're still mentally fit to make those really difficult and precise shots.
So now we see Christian Banglator having his rock to get this backhand takeout. Do you think the ice is curling, has a nice curl here in Basel?
Yes, it's curling really nice, especially at the end of the rock. It's like in the first few meters it's quite straight, and then it gets to a point, to a breaking point, and then it curves really nice, especially at the end of the zone. So it's really difficult as well if you play the soft weight takeouts, because it's like a little changement in weight can make a lot of change in the curve of a rock. So we have seen in the morning game, we have seen the two teams a little bit struggling with that. They tried a lot of hit and rolls, and most of them were just on the nose. But this one looks really good.
Yeah, because the idea was to hide behind the guard, but now it took a bit too much curl.
Yeah.
So now Team Häsler is trying to get this takeout from the outside.
Exactly. A spot we haven't played until now, so it will be interesting to see how this stone reacts there.
I guess it must be a soft takeout as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of ice.
This is sometimes a bit difficult because you see people on the other side, so Christian just had to stop and concentrate himself again. There was just another shot on the other side, on the other end. So it looks fine.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and now he's nicely hide it.
That's perfect, yeah.
It's just a guard on the top, so now I think a straight takeout is not possible anymore, so Snitil is trying just to do a come around.
Exactly, yeah. But for him that's not a big problem because he has the advantage of the last rock, so for him it's a good stone to play the come around now. He has even a rock behind the T-line which is there to avoid the jam of the yellow. So a really good opportunity here for Team Snitil. Looks a bit short.
Yeah. Roaming.
Big effort by the sweepers.
Well, he get into the house, but he's not shot.
Exactly. So now we will see Team Häsler trying to split the rings. As we like to say, it's like he tries to put a second rock on the other side of the house, so there's a really long distance between those yellow rocks. So there's no double for Team Snitil to play.
Die andere Seite haben wir noch nicht so gespielt, zuerst nicht raus. 75 ist einfach ein bisschen räucher, oder wie sieht es aus? 75. Also gut wäre hinterher, gleich in der Höhe wie der Gelb. Okay. Ja, kann. Ja. Ist ein heiß, oder? Über Open Side. Ja. Also gut wäre hinterher, die gleiche Höhe wie der Wand. Ja, genau. Hänger achter! Komm!
So now they're really sweeping hard on this one. But it looks good. It's far out there. A long distance between those yellow rocks. Really nicely done. I think we're going to see now a hit and roll from Snitil. Because you have there two options. If you hit it too far on the inside, you still can make the double takeout. So we see here an in-turn hit and roll by Snitil. Nice release. Hard sweeping there by the two Czech guys. Now tries to roll it behind the guard. Just a little bit too full. doesn't quite come enough behind the guard. Just stays in the middle of the house. And so now try for a hidden stay by Team Häsler.
Eine feine. Hinter Guard. Ja.
He's also playing the intern.
Stop! Ja, zie! Bal doorziehen!
So now this
Bal
one's
doorziehen!
curling a lot.
Doorziehen!
Can he keep on track?
Ziehen! Fest!
Wow, perfect shot. Just stays in the rings and now there's no chance for double takeout. Or is there? Here Snitil is definitely looking at it. Or I think he's looking for a hit and roll here. Hit that yellow one on the left side. From this view on the right side. And roll into the white circle to get a single point here. He's feeling more comfortable with this shot because he just played that one at the exactly same spot. So he knows what the rock does here. This shouldn't be a problem for Snitil. A very experienced man in curling. There's a lot of work. Curls a lot.
Okay.
That's just fine. Nice shot by Snitil to take a single in one. And Team Czech Republic is leading 1-0 after the first end.
Saubere Cornerguard. Also wenn er nicht vom Dolly ist. Nicht da vorne 4 Stück, Cornerguard. Gut.
So thank you, Romano, that you were covering, because I had to find quick the homepage link here, because at the Laura TV you have to put on the live button, because actually this is new, right? So
right, yeah.
Just to inform everybody to live curling on Laura1.tv. The link I have put now of the live coverage game against Häsler, because before I was putting the old link where we have all the interviews, and now it's live on it.
Exactly.
Thank you, Gary, for the remark.
So if you have any questions and comments, you can post them on this Facebook page. And you, as Mark already said, you find interviews and some hot shots of the other CZE events from this and last season.
Ja, so ist es. Zatím jede. Hodně. Už je to lepší, Fabe, ručně.
Bacha na to. Bacha na to.
And for other questions and comments, contact us on live@curlingchampiontour.org. We will read those mails live during this coverage and try to answer as many questions as possible.
Okay, so
this is Urs Zahnd, second of Team Häsler, lead of Team Häsler.
Merci, merci, merci.
Si musíme počítat.
Za půlkou skrz kruhy.
Proto zabrzdil, protože
With
měl
a
velký oblouk.
takeout with his first rock in this second end.
Tak projel keres.
Blízko. Blízko, jo?
Jo.
And now we will see Team Snitil putting another rock in the middle of the house, I guess. Schindrich, Kitzberger.
Čekej na druhou půlku.
Musíš tam dejt ty.
Jo. Jo. Hard. Harry. Pojď. Fair.
Well, actually, I tried just to play a guard. Nicely done. A little off the center line, but that's okay.
So we come down to the second of the team, Häsler.
It's the second shot of the lead, actually. It's Silver's son. It looks a little bit on the outside. Needs a little more curl. Now they try to get that extra curl at the end. Nice weight there by your son, but just a little bit too less curl.
Až ten konec.
No, stejně, ale.
So we have now the second check with the Barres.
25! Rychlost fajn!
Rovně.
Trying to hit and roll.
Když vlastně.
Takeout jedou rovně. Skillzen.
But doesn't stay in rings.
Ja.
So I think we're going to see the same shot again from Team Häsler.
Well, we look if it's maybe more hiding behind the guard.
Exactly.
Ja, 70 ist nicht so schlecht. Eher 65.
So we have here Jörg Lüthi playing second.
Looking for an out turn, come around.
Veel Platz! Warte! Noch Länge, hä? Warte! Oh! Schon lang! Nicht. Das ist lang. Gar nicht. Das ist over. Okay.
A little heavy, but still very nice shot.
So Jerry changed the direction now. We come from the outside now.
Yep.
I'm with a
So I think that's because if he plays it from this side, his lying shot, if it's a little on the inside of the rock, if he will play from the outside again, and he's not curling enough, then it's still the yellow rock sitting shot.
Kratší lepší.
This one looks a little outside.
Well, it was from the beginning, but I was just with the impression that the ice was a bit too much.
That could well be, yeah.
Skills
See, the weight looks nice. Now the question is all the time if the player was on the broom or he was a bit outside. I just guess the ice was.
Could well be it was like the first draw they played down here on this side of the rink. So yeah, you don't know the spot so well, so a little mistake with ice giving can happen really fast here. But I have the impression that the ice isn't curling as much as in the morning.
Well, I think I wait a little bit before I can. Yeah, I can't tell you now that at the moment. You see now here, actually it seems the curl was quite heavy, but okay,
Exactly.
the weight was not that much either.
Yeah, and maybe he started the curl a little bit with his delivery.
I mean, the people they tell, I mean, the players they told us that the curl is very nice here in Basel, Actually, there was an interview with Akko Kauste from
Yes.
Finland, telling to me that actually he came now just from Finland, where the ice was, let's say, straight. I mean, he had no handle, and now he was almost shocked how much handle he got now here in Basel. But he likes it. It's not that he would say. There we have Martin Snitil playing third.
That's it!
Yeah. He plays together with his brother Irshi for, I can't tell you how many years, but for ages. The first World Championship together was 1999.
Wow.
So that's really a long time ago, and they're still in the business. And
Like
they're getting
David
better and
Murdoch,
better.
more or less the age, I mean the time, because he was in 99 too. David Murdoch from Scotland.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have now Christian Bangerter playing third
Back.
for the Swiss team.
Door het hier. Oh. Okay.
Nice try, I would say.
Well, I think it's either you make double or actually you would have a freeze, but
Yep.
now the
Something in between. But a really nice try, but just a little unlucky there. Well, to come back on the curl and the players talking about how they like the curl, it's like every player here loves ice curls really a lot, because you just can play a wider range of shots, you can play more common rounds, and it makes a lot of more fun to play on ice like that, rather than on ice it's really straight and you just can throw bullets and you get everything away without any trouble. So now we see a hidden stay for Team Häsler. From Christian Bangerter.
Neuneinhalb, 10. Tiep!
Warte!
Oh, 9,5. Tiep!
Looks okay.
Tiep!
Nice shot there. And as we can see, both teams are playing with a low risk here.
Hrál to 0.
They're trying to not give up a lot of points for the other team.
Víme, že Jirka může hrát normálně 10.
Well, Stefan Häsler just discussed with his third about that their stones maybe curl a little more than the stones of Team Snitil. Maybe it's because of the rocks, maybe it's because of the release.
yeah, well,
Aby nebyla pomalá hlavně.
we just got new rocks in our hall, and I'm wondering sometimes when people say the red one curl more than the yellow one. I think it depends how you slide and how you weave the handle. I think
That-
this is much more important.
That's true, yeah.
So there we have now Jiri Snitil,
Yep.
the second last rock.
Yep. Hodně točí, hard!
It's interesting, he's playing the takeouts from the inside,
Úplně.
and Team Häsler is playing them from the outside. So you see there some different preferences.
Oh, wat die menen, hè?
But again, with the rocks, there's the ice crew, and they are trying to match the rocks to each other, that they are really like for each player that the both rocks are going exactly the same, that they
Even zo of 10.
turn the same, and so I think the rocks here in Basel, they are really, really good. That's another reason for the big curl we get here. And of course the ice crew is making a fantastic job here in Basel,
Definitely.
creating fast and curling ice.
So Stefan Häsler now, second last rock.
Deelt nur.
Sehr lang aus.
Ja, ist eher lang. Oh,
Ganz
warte,
gut,
ab,
ganz
ab,
gut.
ab.
Maybe a little heavy.
Gar nicht.
Gar nicht.
Oh.
Okay. Du bist weg. 60. 60.
So now Jerry Snitil is trying
Yeah.
to do the same. I mean, in a sense that he likes to put the stone into the house.
Exactly. I just heard that we're talking about that this rock was 60 from backline to hogline. This means it was like 3 seconds 60. This means this one was too fast, so it's like maybe for T-line something around 380. And this is really fast ice. Nice conditions for the curlers.
Hey, positiv. Ohne Kick. 67.
Farb na konci, farb na konci,
Je víc, je víc.
farb na konci.
Je hodně, hodně. Je hodně.
And this one's looking a little heavy too.
Well,
To je 70.
The same spot for both skips, and they both get it through.
so now we have a rock where probably many people will ask now why Stefan Häsler will throw this rock now through the house.
Yeah, it's actually a good question. He's throwing it through because if you have the advantage of the last rock, you always are looking for scoring at least 2 points. And so for Team Häsler there's no chance here because every yellow rock is out of play. So he wants to get here a blank hand so he can keep the advantage of the last rock and try again in the next end to get his 2 points.
So there we go, second end is done. We have the same score, 1-0 leading Snitil. Stefan Häsler has the last rock. We are here at the Curling Champions Tour, live production at Laola TV. So we did some very nice pre-interviews this afternoon and yesterday. So we have the possibility to show you one interview.
Určitě. Jsem pro. Já jim to tam jdu poslat.
Krem za 90, ne, ten gard.
Co?
So we'll see the interview with Team Häsler now.
Hrál Jirkáčko, 70.
Chtěli jsme 90, 85. Protože se tady do toho netočí, že jo? Tady to nebyla takovou kosu na konci. Vypadá, že jde rychleji. Protože na střed to vypadá, že to bude hodně velkou kosu.
Talented Swiss team.
Metr! Jo. Jo. 90.
Curling out of the curling club, Bern Inter.
Fajn, 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 fajn. Chci se osuny, fajn, fajn.
Můžeme v pohodě.
Jede dobře, fajn.
OK. OK.
Skej.
Super.
Už se hejbe na konci hodně.
Jo. 90, pěkně. Opa, duel, ty vole, ještě hodně daleko potom, co jste ho nechali.
Říkám, se hodně hejbe na konci.
So, as we're still waiting for the interview, we see here
Champions Tour
Cameron.
is welcome to Christian. How are you?
I'm very good. A little bit disappointed because
Je skoro zatý.
the games weren't as we expected. So, but quite well.
Well, we have to say that you are with the team Häsler, right? And actually in Baden you were doing very well, right?
Yeah, we reached the quarterfinal in Baden, and that was the plan for
Today.
Basel 2 for today. And
Jsem víc
Ne,
rychlejší.
živej dost.
To je 70, no.
Nebyl jsi takový
T-line.
tušem, no. Musíme čekat.
Lepší. Jo.
Málo rotace. Jo. Nemám žádnou rotaci. Žádná rotace, není rotace, žádná.
Já to vidím, pojď. Vedle něj, jo. Od něj vedle něj. Od něj vedle něj. Jo. Jo. Okay.
Hast genau gleich. Aber hier vorne ist er auch gut.
To se strašně
Hier ist auch
brzdí.
gut. Ne?
A tady se točil dobře. On se hodně brzdil a uhejbal. A v tom byl 70, no, takže...
Sieht länger aus.
Ist gut, nein, ist gut.
Oh,
Warte mal.
warte, er ist länger. Oh,
Oh, ist gut, ist gut.
warte.
Schluss.
Pflege.
vorne
Ja,
zu.
ja. Oh, warte.
Oh.
Erst am Schluss. Ja, nimm noch ein bisschen, nimm noch ein bisschen. Das ist gut, ist gut. Ist gut. Lange.
Okay.
The Curling Champions Tour is welcome to Christian. How are you?
I'm very good. A little bit disappointed because the games weren't as we expected. So, but I'm quite well.
Well, we have to say that you are with the team Häsler, right? And actually in Baden you were doing very well, right?
Yeah, we reached the quarterfinal in Baden, and that was the plan for
Today.
Basel 2 for today. And unfortunately, we lost the first two games, and that's nearly impossible to reach the quarterfinal after two losses.
Yeah, so tomorrow 2 more games, but it's true as you said, it will be tough. I mean, it could be lucky that 3 teams would have the same points, right?
Yeah, but all the others have also to play for us, and you have to have a really good draw shot challenge to get into the 8 lucky losers
Exactly.
to reach the
Best of 16.
best of 16. Yeah.
Genau. Well, tell me a little bit about your team. I mean, for how many years you're playing now together?
We're playing together now the 3rd season, and we had a change last season. Christian Roth, who was playing second, he is now our 5th player because he can't bring in time. And we have Urs Zand now as new lead, and our lead from last year, Jürgen, is now 2nd, and I'm playing 3rd, and Stefan is the skip and playing 4th.
Okay. So, what are your goal now for this season?
Our main goal is to qualify for the Swiss Championship, the last 6 after round robin in Swiss A-League, and the second goal is to reach 2 quarterfinals at the Curling Champions Tour.
Yep.
And then depends how it's going. For sure, when you reached once the Swiss Championship, then the goal gonna be the semi-final to go to the top 4.
Well, there are a lot of teams now trying to qualify for the Swiss Championship this year, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of strong teams, and a lot of teams with a lot of time, spending a lot of time in practicing, and so curling gets more and more professional, and you have to start practicing during summer, and yeah, it's going to be more and more professional, and I think that's good for the whole sport too.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the season is not only beginning; it's really the summertime. I mean, I guess you go play in Adelboden or whatever, some summer training.
We started the season the beginning of July in Adelboden with summer training once a week as the whole team, and then you need to have the fitness practice beside during summer. So, but it's good to be on ice already really early in the summer and to start practicing the technique and to getting better and better for the season and get ready.
Tell me, do you consider yourself as a defensive or an offensive team?
We try to play quite offensive because I think when you're not the favorite team in a game, not the top team in a game, you just may beat the top teams with an offensive game, and because with the offensive game you may get also the points you need.
Yep.
And if you're in a lead, it's much easier to play a top team. When you're back, it's nearly impossible because they're that strong in the defensive game. And that's why we're trying to play offensive, to stay in the game, to do our best. And I think that's the right way for us.
Well, and it's more attractive for us as well for looking at it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's also a thing that's really important to curling too, that we have a lot of spectators and getting more spectators, and we only get spectators with attractive games.
I mean, I just follow you one game against the Italian team, and in one end, I think there were about 10 rocks in one house, and everybody just put the next draw into the house, right?
Yeah, that's really the thing the spectators want to see, and unfortunately they got the better end for them. Yeah. But if you play like this, you also may do a big house in an end and decide a game like this. And
the wave is fine. I mean, when you see where was exactly the...
Yeah. It would have tapped it back a little bit, I think, the yellow, but that would have been really fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this is sometimes a pity because I mean that the rock is perfect. The player did a very good performance, and just maybe I would say 1 or 2 meters before you would need to broom.
But I think that's exactly the difficulty about this game on this ice. If it's curling so much, it's like you have to decide in one moment sweeping or not, and if you're 1 second late, it's maybe already too late.
So we got a mail from Kirsten Stromberg from Chicago. Thank you. So she likes very much the comments, especially for new curlers. And yeah, I think the last rocks were very impressive in where you have seen these hot shots of double takeouts and whatsoever. So we are pleased to introduce curling to new curlers or even to non-curlers. I think it's a tremendous sport.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kirsten, for the nice email. We're always really happy to hear from our viewers that they like our coverage, and we hope you still continue to enjoy the game.
Now it's Jerry's turn to bring the rock inside his brother.
They're working really hard on it. And they jam again.
Very similar to the previous one. So this one was a bit short on weight. Huh?
Yep. I think so, yeah. So now I think we will see another come around for Team Häsler. What do you think?
Yeah. The question is just where he will put it. I think it's not that. Yeah, he has two options, as you see.
Yeah, the hit and roll, second one exactly.
The possibilities maybe you can show on the draw.
Können wir ein bisschen wischen. Wenn der voll nach ist, ist auch gut. Hier. Nicht so verkehrt. Ist ja nicht räucher hier.
So you could hit this one. This one and roll somewhere around here. So you kill the red one right here.
Also schön anfließen. Ja, ja. Das voll
So.
ist auch nicht so verkehrt, oder? Ja,
And then you're lying two behind the guards. And there's no chance for Team Snitil to run that red one in.
So let's see what he's doing.
Stefan Häsler with his first shot in the fourth end.
Gut,
Third
Zielline.
end, sorry.
Viel Görlen. Zielline rein, Fio. Warte.
Trying to just play the draw.
Warte, Lanne. Erst am Schluss.
The weight looks good.
Oh!
Ooh.
Yeah, there's not much he can do, right?
No.
He said that needs a bit more curl because now Jerry sees the rock almost entirely.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
that is a nice way of doing a double takeout.
Well, I think we just saw there a little problem in communication with Team Häsler here. The sweepers thought the rock is perfect weight, just top 4. Then the player Häsler and the sweepers wanted to keep it in front of the other one. And Christian Bongerter in the house, he wanted to get it by that yellow one, but he didn't sweep it because he thought, because of the sweepers, that the rock is not fast enough to do that and will stay in front of the other yellow. And so it was just a little heavy and bumped a little bit, and so now there's the chance for a double. But it's not so easy.
So maybe we can look what are the possibilities here.
Yeah, so I think they will go for a double takeout to here, hit it on this side of the rock, so then the yellow one goes out. Oh,
The other side,
that's
yeah.
the wrong direction. Goes out.
Well, this is now the question, but I think it works. Yeah, exactly, because they will touch each other, so they will do a nice triangle to go on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
but
the idea.
of course you always have to make sure that you don't jam
Yeah.
on this one right here.
Yeah. Definitely.
So we're not quite sure what will happen. Can he get both them out?
Oh yeah.
Takes one, takes two, and jams
exactly.
it.
This is exactly what we were thinking about, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, I would say it curled too much. I mean, he had a strong weight. This is true.
Yeah,
but,
it curled too much, exactly.
okay.
If he hit it a little thinner, it would have gone a little straighter onto the second one.
Yep.
And then maybe he could just squeeze it in front of the red one in the back. And so now it was exactly on the red one there and remained shot rock. So there's a good chance here for Stefan Häsler to score 2 points here in end number 3 and take a 2-1 lead.
67. Schön genug lang. Das ist nicht schlecht. Das ist gut.
Flecken, Flecken.
Oh, schön genug lang, ne?
Little heavy maybe.
Schön genug lang. Schön genug lang. Richtig.
It doesn't look like.
Yeah, the sweeping on it.
Does it touches again there?
So it's Lüthi on the left,
Oh,
Okay, schön.
Son on the right. Oh, perfect shot.
yeah, nice. But did you see how it was very narrow to pass?
Yeah.
There, right?
And this end, we had a lot of rocks that were really close to that guard. So they playing with the fire here. But a really nice weight there by the skip of the Swiss team from Bern Inter. And so we had a nice 2 points in end number 3.
So we are here at the Curling Champions Tour live production. Now, if you like to follow this game on Facebook, or let's say leave us a comment on Facebook at Live Curling on Laula, please just join us in this group. We are welcome to put you in this group, and that you can see all the games. I mean, you can follow the games and the links for looking on the Laula TV group.
Tady bočičku mej. Hezky. To jedna jenom. Sule jen, krása, ale 100%. Jako vždycky.
And Raphael, which is a very well-known coach.
Yeah. So that's
And,
the coach of
I-
team Snitil, right?
Yep, the coach of the team Snitil, let's say of the Czech Republic coach means for the women and the men.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to have the interview yesterday with him, and I think it's very interesting to see sometimes the view of a coach. I mean, Dan is sitting up in the lounge, we can say,
Yeah.
right, following a game. So it's interesting to see to understand a little bit the view of the coach as well.
True.
So, in a moment, I think we will have this interview.
Yeah, it's something completely different for the coach behind the rings, because you can't take part in the game, and you really get nervous a little bit in the end of a game when it's close. And on the ice, at least you can do something about it, and on the bench you're just like, oh my gosh, please do it right.
Well, it was one of my questions I asked Dan is what it happens when actually you see something which was not discussed before in the team meeting. So he said sometimes they come up even with better ideas than we have discussed. So I think it's an exchange of information. The coach is here really to help, to support in a way that, nowadays the coach has different jobs, not only the technical side, to show other things.
Okay.
In the meantime, we have seen... Welcome to the Curling Champions Tour live production. With me is Dan Raphael. Dan, how are you today?
I'm good. We had 2 pretty solid games today, so we got 2 in the win column. So I'm feeling good.
That's fine as a coach. I mean, you are now with the Czech Republic now for how many years?
I started August last year, so August 2012.
Okay. And before, I mean, I have seen you many times being coach for several other nations. So which one you were coaching?
My first crack at international curling actually was 2007 in Edmonton for the men's. Was with Team Dufour from France.
They're still here, yeah.
And they're still around. Lineup changes a little bit, but they're still going at it. After I coached France, I moved on to about 2.5 years with China, where I worked with pretty well most of the national teams. And then I moved on to Italy, and now with Czech Republic.
So I mean, this is two different cultures. Let's say you come to Europe and then Asia and Europe. Tell me a little bit your experience about that.
Well, I think the biggest difference for me with working with China and working with Italy and Czech Republic that are quite similar is the fact that the Chinese are professionals. The athletes are with us from morning to night and pretty well do, you know, whatever the coach and the bosses tell us to tell them to do, but you know, basically they're employees. So you come over to this side of the ocean, and there's Italy and Czech Republic, and these people are not professionals. They have day jobs, they have families, children. So basically, to get in the amount of time that the Chinese put in is quite difficult.
Well, I agree with this. I mean, they have this kind of sponsorship from the country. I mean, they have much more funds to spend, and especially when it comes to the Olympic, they can probably offer more funds than, let's say, any European country, right? Now, I think very important is now this Olympic season. I mean, everybody is looking for it. So, do you have a different preparation now with your team?
Well, if we were actually already qualified for the Olympics, it would probably be a little bit different. But our goal right now is just to qualify. We have to play now in the Olympic qualifying event, which is new. There will be some teams trying to get one of two spots that are available in December in Füssen.
Yeah. I just had before the Finnish team, so they are one of them, right? Germans and I think Americans are
American,
New
New Zealand,
right?
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, I have seen the very good performance of your team last year in the World Championship. So probably you're going to be, let's say, a bit the favorite of it.
Well, I hope it doesn't put. I don't think it has put any pressure on the guys. The guys are just going about their work as they normally would. They know full well that they probably had a chance to qualify outright, but now we have to go to this qualifying event, and I think they'll do well.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, I mean, when you follow a game, let's say, and it happens to you that you would say, they do now something which actually we never have discussed about it. It happens like that?
Well, it doesn't happen very often. I mean, there are situations where I will ask them after the game, you know, like, what are you thinking? But the weird part is they actually come up with a pretty brilliant answer. Whether it's correct or not, you know, is a matter of opinion. But, yeah, it does happen, sure.
Because I think this is interesting that, let's say, there are the people playing, and actually there's the coach just looking, and then it's obvious that they will not follow all the time what actually was maybe in the theory, in the training, right? I mean, there's all the time maybe special situations or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of situations that can arise, but in the way of, you know, people sitting behind the glass, you know, it's basically myself with a camera and my iPad, and basically that's what we work with. Other countries are a little more resourceful and have 2 or 3 people with cameras and different programs and things that they can use for their teams. But, you know, we get by with what we have, and, you know, the guys are quite happy with it.
Last question then. When you would like to choose which team you would like to coach?
In what way? Which country?
Country,
Which
country.
Wow, that would be an easy one. That would be Canada. But no, there's a lot of really good coaches in Canada. I mean, we see them now. They're starting to coach all over the world. I mean, just today I saw four different coaches, all Canadian or ex-Canadians. So, yeah, it would be a dream for me to probably coach a Canadian team, but right now I'm pretty happy to do what I'm doing. It's actually quite gratifying to take a team like Czech Republic and the situation that they're in, which is not really top of the heap team, and bring them out and bring the best and see what they can do. Yeah.
I mean, you would be probably under pressure with the Canadian team because every year you must minimum
perform. Yeah.
Championship.
Well, I mean, I went through that with China also, so
yeah, that's true.
you can't really have much more pressure than that. So
yeah. Well then, very nice to meet you, and
Thank you.
Now I wish you good luck for the qualifying, and I like to see you really in Sochi, right? So
Sure.
Your team must be there.
Thank you,
Okay.
and keep up the good work with Laula.
Thank you very much. So back to the game. Now the situation looks a bit different here. 3 yellow rocks from the team Stefan Häsler in the house. 1 actually well guarded.
Yep.
So now it's a quite big challenge now for Jerry Snitil and his team.
Yeah.
So
Actually, we just missed another great shot here in this game. A great double takeout from the number 3 of team Häsler.
Christian Bangator, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And so I think now it's Martin Snitil trying to do a hit and roll in front of the 2 rocks on the 12 foot.
Well, yeah. Finally, not bad pay when you say like that, because the guard is gone, and actually the red one is nicely second.
Yeah. So the roll was there, but not the hit.
Yeah. And I think it's not so easy to take this red out without maybe touching the yellow rocks in the back.
Yep.
So he's trying from the outside, that the red one would go on the right side.
Well, in the end, it's not even so bad. Even if the red one takes the yellow one on the back out of the house too, as long as the red goes, it's okay, because you're still lying 1 on the top 8 foot, and the one you're just playing now, so you're lying 2, so you can still force Snitil to just 1 point. So the important thing here is to really just get rid of the red one. You see a really nice delivery from Stefan Häsler. He has a really nice technique. A really nice shot.
Yeah, I mean, never mind what is ever behind T, so everything is clear.
So he's lying 2 now.
So the decision is fast done by Jerry Snitil, like a takeout, and living on the left side.
Yep.
Ah, no, it's not that easy.
Well,
I thought that he has decided right away, but now I think they come a little bit into discussion. Maybe
yeah, I think the front line players just put in a second option, that there may be the hidden roll behind the guard, which would be a really nice option too. But I think Irshi Snitil, he has a lot of experience, so he knows which shot he likes to play more. I think we will see the hit and roll in front of the one on the right side.
Yep.
That's it! Yep. Oh. Oh. Oh, yep.
So what's going on now?
He curves
and go on the left
Oh,
side.
it looks good.
Very nice.
Oh, perfect shot. What a shot. Here's Snitil with the perfect hit and roll.
Yeah, I mean, this is just nicely executed.
Absolutely perfect. You couldn't draw it any better than that. So now Stefan Häsler with a really difficult takeout.
Yeah, I think he makes a kind of clear house.
Yep.
Stefan, his last rock, and exactly what we have said, everything is now out of the house. I think this yellow one, they go check, but it seems it's not biting like we call it in curling. So now Jerry will do again this kind of rock, which we just recently answered why he will go. He will play through the house.
Same situation as in end number 2. Trying to keep the hammer to score the 2 points in the next end. But they still take the rock really seriously, because they're trying to play their normal takeout weight, and then they're putting the broom down on a different position than they played before, so that they can read the ice with that extra rock and get some extra information about the ice. So it's not like you're just your mind's off and you're going back to the hack and you throw a bullet down.
Yeah.
You really try to control it as well.
Okay, now we have done his end. The score remains the same. I think we go move a little bit into the other scoreboards. I mean, we have 7 other games to follow, especially it's the last round robin round. So we would move now a little bit what's going on in the other games. I mean, I think in every group there are still teams who would like to qualify themselves for the last 16.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have teams which are already qualified, but I think now we go here in the first one. This is Hess against Sik from the Czech, and the Czech, I have to say, they are performing very well.
Yeah.
Both have 3 wins, so actually the winner, which is now currently 4-3 for Hess, the winner will be a straight 4 win in the round robin and definitely qualified. Actually, both are qualified,
exactly.
we have to say.
So
But
this game is for prestige.
Still, and it's still good, because then he will have maybe a next opponent which is maybe weaker. And here, interesting and very pleasant, is the team Attinger, which actually is leading 3-1 against the team from Norway with Skip Højberg. Now Attinger needs a win in order to qualify. He has already 2 wins and 1 loss, but I think it's to be sure that he's in. It would be nice to see a win, and I think it looks good.
And the other reason about that is Team Højberg has just 1 win on the board until now, but if they get a win against Attinger, they have 2 wins too, and their draw shot is at the moment better than the one from Team Attinger. So Team Attinger would be behind Team Højberg in the table. So a really important game for both teams here.
So we move on.
Here we see our current game.
This is our game, yep. Let's go.
Häsler leading 2-1 against Snitil after 4 rounds. Of course, in our group, both teams still looking to qualify, but for Team Häsler it's going to be really difficult. They need a little bit of luck, even if they win. Then on the next sheet, we have from
Germany Jar against Hauser.
Yep, Group A. We have there the situation. both teams with one win, and they're both looking for a little chance to qualify. The winner has some chances, but both their draw shots are not really good. So here it's really difficult for both teams to qualify. And the young team from Team Häsler from Wetzikon, Switzerland, is leading there 2-1 against I say a little more experienced guys from Germany.
Okay, and on sheet number 5 we have the Swiss team De Cruz, which has so far 3 straight wins, playing against Germany of Kempf. So De Cruz is already qualified. Kempf actually is on 3 losses, so we are here leading 4-1.
Yeah, it's not his weekend until now from Team Kempf. But of course the young team from De Cruz from Geneva, Switzerland, they are performing really well all season long already, and they're proving again this weekend here in Basel.
So we go now to ring our sheet number 6 and 7, 8, which actually are not, we cannot show it, but we can tell it to you on the actual game board. So on sheet number 6 there is the Swiss team Manuel Ruch against the Russian team of Rostov, which is 2-2 tight.
Yep. So
and
the situation in this,
both, I mean, okay, Rostov has 2 wins, so he would be happy to win to go to qualify directly. While Manuel Ruch, actually, this is interesting. If they win, they have a good chance because their DSC is 5.58. I mean, Romano will explain you just after that again this value of this DSC. Then on sheet number 7 we have the Scottish Murdoch against the Swiss team of Pfister. Here they are tied 2-2 as well. Now Murdoch is qualified already with 3 straight wins, while Pfister has 1. So in other words, if Murdoch wins, obviously he's qualified, and Pfister here with maybe 2 wins, 2 losses with a DSC of 19.78 may qualify.
yeah, still some chances, good at DSC.
And finally, on sheet number 8, we have the Scottish with Skip Gray against the Finn, again with Aku Kauste. And here you have the sheet is very interesting as well. Huh?
Yep. Well, we have here 2 teams with both 2 wins. Team Michael is in the same group with them, and he has already won 3 games. Just 1 loss earlier this day against Gray. And so the winner of this game between Gray and Coste is already through for sure. And the loser, yeah, it's gonna be hard for him too, because then the draw shot challenge will matter for him. Actually, Team Gray has a pretty good one with 17.4. And Team Coste, their possibilities to qualify because of their draw shot will be very small, because they have a draw shot from 45 centimeters.
Yeah. We just take now a look a little bit of the game, and then Romano on the beginning of the next end we will look again about this draw shot, which is certainly a very interesting method to look at it. Let's say nowadays in curling.
Exactly. Especially in this tournament.
Yeah. So we see now a bit more activity now in the game. It's like now they open up a little bit offensive spirit of curling, which is nice to see.
Oh, great shot here.
This is a perfect double takeout. So suddenly you have no more 4 rocks, you just have the 2 yellow ones left.
Yep. Perfect shot from Jörg Lüthi here. And so now I think we have a corner guard here for Team Snitil. 2 yellow ones on the left side. And I think Team Snitil will try to get rid of 1 yellow rock and roll in front of the other one, so that they maybe later in the end they can make use of their corner guard on the right side.
So maybe it was not exactly the intention to hit a takeout like that, right? I mean, because now the idea is that the team of Stefan Häsler can just take it out easily, let's say.
Exactly. Yeah, they wanted to keep it right in front of the yellow one, so that it's almost impossible for Team Häsler to remove that rock, because the yellow one is in the way of the red one then. So now I think we see another soft takeout from Team Häsler.
So this is Christian Bangerton, the interview partner.
Yeah. I think now the game is more his way, now that it's more offensive. And nice shot here, right on the nose.
Well, we could say it smells a bit of takeout now, double takeout, sorry.
Yeah, but it's quite a difficult one, I think. And I'm not sure if you manage to stay around if you play the double takeout.
I think Jerry just indicates that he wants to have the one rock as a takeout, and especially his one would drop on the right side.
Exactly.
But now it seems they changed the strategy.
Yeah. Well, of
This
course.
is now something we will ask Dan after the game, how it works, that suddenly they changed the strategy.
Yeah, I think that's a good question
Dan
for
will be
them.
really interesting in that.
Yeah, because we've seen that a lot of changes in this game currently. It was about the third or fourth situation, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is interesting, you know.
Yeah. You then need to make sure that you're still focusing on your rock, on your work you have to do.
I mean, the idea was certainly very good as well, but now what happened is hits on the nose.
Yeah.
So let's say both sides, the possibility either go on the left and the right side finally was not working, and now is a hit on the nose.
Yep.
Well, we will listen to Dan after the,
Yeah.
the comment.
So, what you see here, it's getting more and more important. The better the players are, it's getting more and more important what your shooter does. So the shooter means the rock you're actually playing. So you can peel off or take out an opponent rock, but if your own rock doesn't go in the right place, it's almost useless, because then your opponent can force you again with another rock, and so you can't play your own game. But if you can manage to hit it in a nice position and then roll to a nice spot, you can put some pressure on your opponent, force him to play the more difficult shots, and force some mistakes maybe. So now try for the double takeout.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
So you see how it went before on the yellow rock by Christian Bangerter, that he hits on the nose as well, or he should move either on the right or left side.
Yep.
But it moves like it was open for a double takeout.
Exactly. So you see the positioning wasn't perfect, the shooter didn't roll in the right spot, and suddenly there was a chance for a double, and now maybe there is a little chance for 2 points here for Team Snitil. If they can bury the first rock of Irishi after this one behind the guard, who knows what happens. Stefan Häsler, his first try, his first rock in the fifth end.
Too much weight, huh?
Yeah.
Ja, obere Grenze, aber Toleranz.
Well, the rock was well played, they say. Nice weight, so maybe the ice wasn't on the right spot. So as we talked earlier in the end, now Snitil can make use of his corner guard on the right. try and throw it behind that one, and there is suddenly a good chance for 2 points here.
Yeah, I think the corner guard is well placed. I mean, it's a nice come around.
And you see how fast he can change here. Just 2 rocks ago, Team Häsler was lying 2. It was looking like a nice force. And now it's Snitil trying to draw behind the guard to set up 2 points. Looks good.
I think you still... Oh no, it's okay.
I think you see some of the rock, but at least it's a
I
difficult...
think it's well covered. You see now they check. This is all the time interesting because actually Christian shows and wants to know from the sweeper how much you see of the rock.
Exactly.
And I have the impression you don't see it at all.
Yeah.
I would say maybe you see 5% or whatever. And you see now Stefan is actually doing exactly this option that there will be just a freeze, which is one of the most difficult rocks to play.
Exactly, yeah. Well, they're talking about that maybe with a backline weight you can get rid of that rock there. But of course that's really difficult because do they really know how much it will curl with a backline weight?
Yeah, this is true. I mean, freeze means you need exactly the correct weight that is just freezes or sticks, let's say, on the red rock.
It looks a little heavy to me. It looks really heavy to me.
Back weight, as you said.
Whoa! Ho, 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 ho.
Do you think he touches or what?
I think he maybe caught something on the ice here.
I thought there was a slight touch on it.
Yeah.
It was really, but I mean, at the end it was no effect. But I'm wondering if
I'm wondering why they waited so long.
yeah, definitely.
So that's the reason why I was thinking about a pick, maybe that it got some dirt on the rock and maybe just made in the end a little curve.
Okay.
So it maybe touched the guard and went straight back. But this one looked really strange to me. But anyhow, they
now
got
the
lucky.
advantage of Jerry Snitil is just actually he didn't need to. Now he will probably put a back weight, slight take out. Let's say that just yellow would fall out of the house on the right side. I think this is the idea.
He tries exactly the same shot that Team Häsler played now, but just they want to try and get the yellow one out of the rings for sure. So the bronze medalist of the European Championships 2012 trying a tap back here. Ooh, close.
Not so easy, huh? Not so easy, and just one.
At least one, maybe a second.
No, just one.
Really close. Nice try there by Snitil. Was really close. Just 2 or 3.
Skip just played very beautiful rocks, just the last ones. I mean, it was incredible both.
Yeah. So we have now a 2-2 tie after 5 ends. And now the advantage is with Team Häsler coming home in the 6th end with hammer.
Well, Romano, now we come to this famous DSC, which maybe is even for me not so easy to understand, but this is interesting that this came up now in these tournaments, right?
Exactly,
because what we have now, we have usually the teams which they see how many wins, how many losses, And we used to have how many ants, how many rocks, but now this is all gone because we have this DSC. Just can you explain, just for those new curlers, what is exactly this DSC?
Well, yeah, the DSC is it's short for Draw Shot Challenge, and as draw already implicates, it's like you draw one shot as close to the middle of the house as possible.
This is sorry to interrupt. This is at the end of the game.
Exactly, at the end of the
game. I mean, sometimes we so the game is finished, but now actually they will have to do this DSC. Yeah?
Exactly. So the game is finished, and then they play one shot as close to the button as possible, and then they play it, and then the umpire will measure it and write it down. The result can be like, for example, 15.25 centimeters. And if we take an example from Team Michel, well, there are 4 games or 5 games here.
There are 4 games.
4 games and 5 draw shot challenges, exactly.
So I think they do one in the beginning.
Yeah, they had one practice before the first game, I think,
okay.
And then they did the first challenge. So they have 5 results, and the best 4 of them count. So one is like the strike result, so it gets killed, and then you take the average of the other 4 ones.
Okay, so just to give a bit of figures, I mean, when you look the house, okay, the top of the house is obviously this is 0, but when we look about the teams, the average, let's say, of this DSC, I mean, they have to do 5 draws. Okay, 1 is eliminated, so they have 4 left. You take the average of it. So when we look a little bit, I mean, all 40 teams had to do this draw. So when I look at it, you have interesting figures.
Yeah.
I have one from the Swiss team, De Cruz, with 0.83.
And it's just amazing.
So can you imagine, they had so far 4 draws, not 5, but they had the first draw was 0.0, the second 0.0, the third 3.3 centimeters, and the fourth was 13.1 centimeters from the center. This is incredible.
Yeah, that's just so well played. This is really like every time after the game, usually after the game you feel like a little bit exhausted because it's just like the whole tension of the game is starting to fall apart, and you have to manage to keep that tension up even after the game for this one more rock. And so, yeah, you see with Team De Cruz, they managed to do that really well at this tournament.
Well, you see now how important this is, because actually we have now teams after 4 round-robin rounds with 4 wins, so they are qualified. Then we have teams with 3 wins, they will be qualified as well.
Yep.
And because we're going to have 16 teams, we have maybe 2 or 3 teams with 2 wins, 2 losses. And those 3 or 4 teams, they will have a known placing of the best. The lowest DSC has the best scale, means they may qualify as well.
Exactly. So if you have won 2 games so far after round robin, you really need to have a good draw shot challenge, because yeah, it can reward you. Even though you haven't won 3 or 4 games, you still can qualify just because of those draw shots, and that's why they are really important. And
okay,
yeah.
So we have now done a bit teaching of DSC.
Yeah.
I hope now.
Well, maybe just one disadvantage of this system is like if you play it after a game, it's like you have still the emotion of the game. It's like either you won and then you're happy, and maybe you're feeling like, oh yeah, now I won. It's not so important what I do on my draw shot.
Yeah.
And if you lose, it's like, oh no, everything is not so good now. I can't tell the other word I wanted to say, but yeah, it's like then you're sad and a little bit angry maybe, and then you have to play this rock.
Okay.
So this is a little disadvantage, but I think the players, they need to handle that and still keep it up like it's still in the game, and let their emotion come to them after that draw shot challenge and not before.
Well, we just saw now a very beautiful rock. I mean, the takeout, and actually, this direction was very nice because, as you have seen, the red one just passes the yellow one in the backyard of the house.
Yeah, perfect shot there.
Yep. Oh,
Oh.
see that? Now this is interesting too, because he doesn't pass the
Back line?
right? So he can repeat again the
Exactly.
the sliding.
Actually, I've never seen that before in this tournament.
I think he saw a bit dirt or something like that.
Yeah.
And he stopped. Oh, but now Jiri just told him that he's out. I mean, you see the rock
Yeah.
is a bit outside.
Needs to curl now. Chance on the back. A nice try. But just not perfect. So now we will see another hit and roll attempt from Team Häsler. Jörg Lüthi second with an out-turn hit and roll. The roll is a little too far there, but a really nice attempt there. Oh, now a jam on the guard in front.
So if the picture maybe is not that clear, we have a new technical director now with us. This is Roger. Everything is Roger, right? Roger. So Roger, our favorite commentator, tomorrow will host with Al Moore the semi-final and the final games. It's our pleasure. So Romano and I, we can relax a little bit, right?
Yeah.
After two hard games.
Yeah, exactly.
So, looks comfortable now, Team
Yeah.
Häsler.
We had just a little miss from Team Snitil.
Yep.
He crushed the guard. And now it's
Christian Bangerter.
Christian Bangerter trying to get another rock into play with a takeout. You saw there just a little switch.
Yeah, I saw it. Interesting, huh?
Nice try. Tried to get a hit and roll into the rings. But now it's a corner guard, which is still very good. And the dangerous red rock in the middle, in front of the house, is
But
now
you see
removed.
that the Team Snitil is taking advantage of it. I mean, they try to do this hit and roll too. Now
Exactly.
they try to hide behind the yellow guard.
I think they're looking for a hit and roll of their yellow behind the yellow guard, exactly. So maybe to come back to that little switch we saw on the sweepers.
Yep.
By the second hog line, the two sweepers changed the position so that the one who was sweeping at the rock went away from the rock and the second sweeper could get closer to it, so that the first sweeper was maybe already tired and gave all his effort on it, could relax, I say, and the second one can give all his power in the second part. So, because you can, if you sweep fully a rock, you maybe can do that at top of your sweeping level, maybe for 10 to 15 seconds, and then your power gets down. So, I think they just change it after maybe the second hog line. That's around from the time the middle of the rock. And then the second player, who maybe gives around 30 to 50% of his power in the first part, then in the second part can give all his power and drag the rock as far as they can.
Yep, exactly. I think this is, I think we really underestimate sometimes the work of a sweeper, right?
Yeah.
This is a tremendous effort. I mean, after a game of 8 ends, usually the two sweepers, they mostly need to go and relax a little bit, right? Because especially when you have 8 games now, let's say, during this week, during this long weekend, it's a big effort.
Yeah, a lot of front-end players, which do the most of the sweeping part, they love to go after a hard game, they love to go back to the hotel, maybe sleep for an hour or two.
So what are the skip and the vice skip doing at that time?
Well, for my team we are all sleeping, but
because you are vice skip in your team, so I was just wondering, are you enjoying that the time, or what you do?
Well, I think both parts are sometimes underestimated. Maybe the sweepers think, the skip, he just has to stand there, no sweeping at all, no power, nothing physical. But a skip is demanded during a game really much too, because it's all of the strategy. He has to think a lot, he has to keep so many things in mind, and the pressure on his shots is higher a little bit than on the other players, maybe because they are the last ones. So you burn around the same calories during a game as a sweeper, and so
that's interesting. Really
they love the relaxing too. Now we see another takeout from Snitil here. Try and hit and roll, maybe a double. He hit it, and is sitting second shot now. And I think Team Häsler will be happy to kill that red one on top of the house. Try and get a little roll to the right, so they can make sure that they sitting 2 and have a great chance for 2 points in this 6th end. So you see now Stefan Häsler is cleaning the rock, the surface, so that there is absolutely no dirt under the rock. This is really important to do, because if you have already some dirt on the rock before you play it, it's more likely to dive away. So the first stone of Stefan Häsler. Hit and roll. Oh, really nice shot there.
Yeah, well done.
Gets quite a big distance between the yellow rocks. The double is really difficult.
I think he's not opting for the double, but he would just put his red rock in front of the yellow one.
Yep. Well, and I think the other thing about that double, if you try and play double and you will leave the house with the shooter, maybe Team Häsler can split the rock in front of the house on the left side into the ring, so that both rocks will count at the end. So I think Snitil is well done when he tries to stick around with his shot and just play a hit and roll in front of the second yellow rock. So here's Snitil. Hit and roll a little too far. And so it will be an easy hit and stay for Team Häsler for 2 points in number 6. So now last shot of this 6th end. Stefan Häsler, out-turn takeout. And really nicely done. Gets 2 points on the board in end number 6. 4-2 lead for Team Häsler after 6 ends.
Well, this is nice now that we got a bit activity, because now 2 more ends to go, so it's important that now we get a more aggressive Team Snitil to recover these 2 rocks. Let's switch the scoreboard a little bit.
Just to remind you, Team Snitil needs a win in this game, as so does Team Häsler. So we will see 2 fighting teams in the last 2 ends here. So just a little second and we will have our scoreboards ready for you.
Well, our new technical director is now searching for the scoreboard.
Yeah. It's like a jump in the cold water for him.
Well, now, there we go. Very interesting. 6-6. The group where both have 3 wins.
Yep.
So
Top
this
game.
is really interesting now. These 2 teams very tight.
Actually,
I'm very surprised about the good performance of the Czech team of SIG. Huh?
Yep.
Doing very well. You know,
Exactly.
so this is interesting, and it's all the time nice to see a little bit high score, 6-6. So probably they had some activities. In
some offensive play. Exactly.
Yeah, this is certainly something we would wish. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's also because there is not that much need to win, so they trying something. And they don't have the pressure of you have to win this game.
Exactly.
So you play with more risk.
They play more freely. Okay, we go to the next the next sheet, which is the team Attinger. Doing well, as we said, they need a win.
Over Team
Would be
Heuberg.
fine, then they would get to qualify right away.
Yep.
4-3. Then we
Close
go
game.
to our game on sheet number 3. Which we saw now, just this nice performance of Stefan Häsler with the 2 rocks in the 6 ends, so leading 4-2. Then we continue to the next one, seeing the young team of Hauser against Jar. Wow, this is nice, 4-1 for Team Hauser.
That's great, yeah.
So as we said, this team maybe of having 2 wins could maybe do the last 16.
Yeah, that's the runner-up of the...
Here is now important, depending, because they have to do a DSC at the end of the game. So can you imagine if they have a very nice draw, well, maybe they could qualify. So you see, even after the game is not even finished, you have to do a perfect draw.
Exactly, yeah.
And then we go to sheet number 5, where we have the Cruz, actually the game just has already stopped. I mean, they won Cruz 8-2, so they have a straight 4 win in the round robin. So I think they will be first, because remember we said the DSC from them is just perfect. I mean, depending now what was their last one, but they have a DSC of 0.83, so the DSC of 4 win. I think, if I'm not now a kind of fortune teller, but I think they will be first of this 16.
Because their worst DSC could be 4 centimeters, and that would still be the best one of all teams. So, yeah, perfect round robin for Team De Cruz.
Actually, what's happening now is in the last 16, they have this kind of playing order that the first one is playing against the position number 16. So De Cruz, if they would be first in the classement, they would play against number 16, which would be probably a team with 2 wins and 2 losses.
Exactly.
So this is certainly an interesting thing. But the other 3, I will show you quick the other 3 games which we have on sheet number 6, 7, 8. Number 6 we have Manuel Roux losing a bit against Rostov 6-3 because the Russian team did in the 5th end a 4 house.
Oh wow.
So this seems to be quite decisive, and Rostov actually has already 2 wins, so they will qualify for sure.
Exactly.
Then on ring sheet number 7 we have Murdoch against Pfister. This is interesting, it's 3-3 tight. So for the moment no decision, though Murdoch is already qualified.
Pfister's doing really well there.
And on sheet number 8 we have Gray, the Scottish, against Kauste, Finland. There is 5-2. Yeah, Gray is doing quite well. I mean, they won against Michel.
Yeah, that was
so
a crazy
they
game.
are looking forward to get into the first 16 as well.
Yeah.
So we come back now. We are in the 7th end. So the hammer goes to Jerry Snitil, but he's leading by 4-2 by Team Häsler. And the situation looks now quite interesting that Häsler has 2 rocks in the house, the center of the house.
But it's looking quite good for Team Snitil as well. Of course, if you look now at the house, you see 2 rocks of Team Häsler perfectly on the button or top button. But there's still a lot of chances for Team Snitil to score 2 points. Because now there's a really nice corner guard, which is difficult to clear away. Because of that yellow rock in the back.
Well, now it's just a question to you, Robano. You see now 2 right ones. So why actually Stefan is trying to get now the right one on the left side and not that one in the center?
I think Team Häsler thinks that the one on the left, the guard, is more dangerous.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you know, Team Snitil could draw one behind it.
Yep.
And if you look at the setting in the house, it's like the red one covers the 2 yellows a little bit. So there's a really difficult shot for Team Snitil to get both of these yellows out of the rings, because there's a red one in front of them. So the other one on the guard on the left side is more dangerous for Team Häsler at the moment, at least.
So now,
but now we see a change of strategy for Team Snitil, trying to do some kind of tap back, I think.
Yep. I think he wants just to move a little bit. I don't think so there's a takeout, it's just tap back, huh?
Yeah, you want to keep as many rocks as possible in the game. If there's one behind T-line that just supports you. Actually, that's pretty good. Of course, you would love to stay on top of that yellow in the center. But still, you got 1 rock behind T-line. A little separation between those yellow rocks. And another rock in the forefoot of your own, so it's pretty good result.
Well, I think he would love to see more the red one as a freeze to the yellow one. Now the red one is kind of free, and as Stefan Häsler is showing, he wants to have a takeout and moving his yellow behind, let's say, his own yellow.
Yep. Because the thing about that is, if you hit it right on the nose, there's maybe an easy double or even triple takeout for Team Snitil, and they would lie immediately 2, and then there's a chance for 2 points again.
Oh.
Yeah, you know,
nothing happened, right? As you said, now he should move a bit this yellow rock, but at the end, nothing. So now, this is now a nice situation for Team Snitil, because now it can be a nice double, as well as hiding the red one.
Exactly. But still, it's looking not too bad for Team Häsler, of course. They're lying 3 rocks. But they just have to be prepared, because one very nice shot from Team Snitil. And so we see another discussion with the front-end players. I think they were discussing about the 2 double takeouts. So you could play the double on the right side and get rid of the yellow in the center and the one in the back.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So you touch first the right side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could try and hit the one on the left first. But I think he's trying...
The right side, huh?
Yeah. But he's not playing that fast.
No.
And it's curling really much. I don't think they can get it by.
Oh, he even doesn't touch.
Yeah.
Well.
And I think they're both leaving the house. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we had more or less the same reaction now. That was not such a nice spot now. Because, I mean, he had all the possibilities, right, to...
that's almost the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Now the nice red one on top of the rings is out of the house. So is the shooter. And there are just yellow rocks remaining. And now it's gonna be really difficult to get the 2 point here. Maybe they will be happy in the end if they just get 1 point out of this end.
Yep.
This one's heavy. Back 12.
Oh, this is very heavy. What was the idea of this rock, huh? I mean, he could do everything, but not that heavy, right?
Yeah. I think they just wanted another rock in front of the tee line. But this one was not really good.
The draw button, draw on screen.
Now I think we will see a freeze right to place around here. Maybe a little more on the inside. Maybe a little tap back as well. But just that Team Häsler can't remove this red one.
But you see now he moved a bit to give him a bit more ice.
Yeah.
Because if you talk about a freeze, I think it takes a bit more.
Oh. It looks a little out, I think. Need a left curl now.
The curl is coming now, I think.
Yeah, it's still hanging a little outside. Perfect weight.
The weight is perfect. It's true. We can move. But you see now, we can maybe look again. The red one has a direction to move right away on the yellow.
So yeah, now I think it goes somewhere around this place here.
Well, that would be nice, but I believe he goes on the yellow one.
Okay.
By the effort, because he touches the yellow, and yeah, I think this is more the probability.
Okay, I think he just tries to get it by that yellow one here. By this rock and get it by. So we will see shortly.
Tak nejhorší jsme být nemohli, ale... No mohli, kdyby jsme nemetli.
So I think he got it really nicely out of the house here. Perfect shot. Just got it by.
So it happens exactly what nice, because I was thinking he goes to the other yellow, but
I think you were actually right, but I think he just touched it by that yellow one. So yeah, it's if he would hit it right on the nose, I think it would go on the yellow on the right.
Yep.
But he tried to hit it on the outside, and so he got it by that one.
It's true, yeah.
So he tries the same thing again, I guess. An angle for ease on the yellow on the side, the right side. Almost the same
Martin
position.
is still not.
He's not looking very happy right now.
Yeah, because the question is just what they try to do now. I mean, Jerry, I think, has an idea, but exactly, now they do again the same thing as you have said.
Yeah, the other option would have been to play it around the other guard, around the other stone in the house. But here you know the spot much better. You just played this rock.
Again, not enough curl.
Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Well, now he has to hit it on the outside.
Because you think that you believe that he goes right away to the yellow one, right? Like you show now.
Exactly. So if you hit the rock somewhere around from here to here on this part, it will go on the yellow one here and then runs right back. And if you hit it on the outside, like here, then this one will go out somewhere around here. So you have to make sure that you hit it on the left side in this picture.
They're quite strong, heavy weight.
Yeah. Maybe you lose the yellow one on the left side here.
Yeah, but
that's not important. Because you still have 3 or 4 rocks in the house left. Have fun, Häsler playing the upright. Looks good. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah, perfect.
Hits the yellow in the back, but still it goes out on the side.
Yeah, 5 yellow rocks, huh? But
So
okay, the house is wide open, so Jerry will just ride one rock with his last one.
Well, he plays exactly the same shot he just played in the same spot.
Yep.
And I think for a he played 9 times at European Championships, 5 times at World Championships. So this draw to the button shouldn't be a problem for him. It's a lot of experience. He played this shot a million times in his life.
Je fajn.
Fajn.
Je dobrá.
Třeba větší, Jindro, přijeme větší.
Větší.
Je dobrá.
Jede jednody, větší.
Je výborný. Je výborný.
Ach, Karlo,
Já tam mluvím, já tam
Je
mluvím.
výborný.
Musím počkat,
Čas
musím
je taky
počkat.
dobrý.
Je další malinko.
No,
To je dobrý.
Čas je taky dobrý.
Well,
Zastaví. Skip.
there we go.
Yeah.
It was a bit tight at the end, but okay.
Yeah.
It counts. So now the score is 4-3, and the last hammer goes now to team Häsler.
100%.
So yeah, now we're going into the last end. Häsler is up by 1 rock with hammer. So a great opportunity for the team Häsler from Bern Inter. And you see they're smiling, they're knowing they're playing good today. They're in a good mood. And now they want to bring this game home. Trying to get rid of any opposition rock and then score the last point.
We have just our Roger who just put some great pictures on the Facebook Live Curling on Laola 1 TV group page, so you can see now all the events now going on with the picture, and actually we have even a lovely picture of our Romano, our commentator. Very nice, lah.
Yeah, and we have some really nice pictures of the game, of the players. A lovely picture from Benoit Schwartz.
So if you have time, just click through it. Really great impressions of the of the players.
Yeah, there are a lot of Geneva pictures there. We don't know why. Maybe
Well,
it's
I
because
think
Roger played with them.
I think Roger likes Geneva, you know. It's one of the most expensive cities, but he likes Geneva. Right?
Yeah. No, a great job by Roger Grulka.
Thank you very much.
Has a lot of talents. And we just saw here.
Do you see now what happened here?
Yeah, we just saw a try for soft peeling.
Soft peeling, yep.
So Team Häsler tried to get rid of that red one in front of the house, but as we know, we can't remove it because of the free guard zone, which counts for the first 4 rocks. That means you can't remove a rock that's placed in front of the house. So they try to just move it a little to the side or maybe into the house so that they can make a takeout with their second shot. And so here is Snitil trying to play a second guard here.
Daleko víc. Daleko víc.
Oh, but this is a little close. There will be a chance for Team Häsler to get rid of both those rocks later. And I think that's why they choose now to just draw around those 2 guards. There's no reason to play another soft peeling. Now they will put some pressure on Team Snitil.
Veel Platz. Ist gut. Noch Länge, muss viel curlen, viel curlen. Warte, 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 warte. Das ist auch lang. Das ist lang, no!
And the ice is still very nice.
Nie, nie, nie.
It's fast, it's like something about 3.70 backline to T-line, backline to hogline to get to the T-line. Really nicely done here from the lead Urs Sand.
8.
Jo.
0. Na malinko výsledu.
A když bys ho dokázal jako klepnout dolů,
It's now
kousek
his
za týlem,
second
tak by bylo
season
úplně super.
as an
právě
adult
to
player.
Jako on má draw.
Jasně, jasně. Jo.
And now we see team Snitil trying to come around their own 2 red ones, right on top on the yellow. Maybe get a little tap back or just a freeze.
Jestli můžeš.
Já jsem stočil.
Well,
Nakonec,
when
jo,
you see now the situation, I think Stefan
můžeš.
Häsler is not so happy about it, right?
Mírně.
You feel
I mean, the situation now that he has 2 red in the front, 2 red rocks in the front.
Yep. And here a really nice freeze, perfectly done.
So now Stefan says, just get rid of these rocks in the front of the house, because I have my last rock, so I don't want to have a blocked house.
Yeah, he just wants a good path to get to the button with his last shot. And those 2 red rocks, they're just in the way of him drawing there. So he tries to kill them both with 1 rock. So this is gonna be interesting.
Tip! Oh! Tip! 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 Use.
Close. Almost gets it.
Ty může hnout, ne? Teďka hnout a pak jdeme
Počkal.
Jo?
1.
Gard 1. Ještě můžu udělat chybu. Těch 15, 20.
So if you have the time, just take a look in our Facebook live curling on laola1.tv group.
Cek ven.
Just
Vydrž,
our
headline stačí.
Roger just put some very nice pictures of the players, very special pictures.
Rád lovej.
You can see how many games players are here around in this Swisscup tournament in Basel.
And you
Really
also
nice atmosphere.
and you also get some impressions from our work back here
Nur da vorne.
Ja.
doing this online TV coverage on Laola 1 TV.
I think now the 8th end gets very interesting now, because it's always Stefan Häsler tries to clear the guards.
Yep.
And I think now Team Snitil is playing very nicely, the guards, the draws. It's like they haven't given up so far now.
Yeah, there was a perfect guard. Really just over the hog line, right in front of the other one. Difficult shot to play and really perfectly done. And a nice clearing here from Jörg Lüthi. So they're both teams are playing really good at the moment.
Yep.
And we will see another guard, I guess.
Definitely. So this guard just needs to be just up the hog line and not more, right?
Yep, exactly.
Čistě Fabe! 2! Čistě Fabe, směr je úzký.
Je to uší. A dílka je
Potřebujeme
víc.
zastavit, ale čistě Fabe.
Dílka je 2.
And this one looks really good too.
Jako ten můj. Dobrý, to je dobrý kámen.
It goes a little bit further.
4-10, no.
And I think there will be a chance for a double takeout here. Get rid of both rocks. So the path to the 4-foot is open for Stefan Häsler on his last rocks then. So it's Christian Bangerter looking for the double clearing. Looks good. Looks really good. Gets one, gets two. Oh, great shot by Christian Bangerter. That's a hell of a clearing there.
This was probably one of the most important rocks just in this end, because he saw that there were all 3 or 2 rocks in front of the house, and now, okay, it looks a bit better.
Yeah, now it looks perfect, almost perfect for Team Häsler. Of course, they're still at red freeze on their own in the top 8 foot. But now the situation is much better than before. There will be just 1 guard remaining. And at some time, the Team Snitil will have to move some material in the house, because at the moment the yellow rock is shot. Nice shot again. Really nice guard there. And we're going to see another clearing by the third of the team from Bern, Inter.
Christian Bangerter.
Oh, up.
Ooh. Did he make it a little straight, this one? Ooh.
Yeah.
Just got it out there. I think his release wasn't that clean as the other one.
It was from the beginning, right? That he made out a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, as we can see again here. But he just gets it. And so a nice shot from Christian Bangerter.
Va. Můžeme čekat. Můžeš čekat. Můžeš čekat. Jindra konec. Potřebujeme to dotočit. Potřebujeme dotočit, Jindro.
So there's another guard playing.
Yeah. And we can give you a little update from the game on sheet 2. Team Ottinger steal a 5-point from Team Heuberg from Norway and win the game after 6 ends with 9-3. So they qualify for the next round.
They have 3 wins and 1 loss. This is qualified for sure.
Congratulations to Team Ottinger.
And what we have seen before is on sheet number 5 that the Cruz was winning against Kempf, but the other games are still in process.
And they're all really close.
Yep. So let's look now what's going on here.
Ja, hier klar kann wicken, aber ist hier, das ist hier, oder? Oder kann auch hier. Dann fliesst nach. Ja, aber dann lasse ich das Rohr drauf, dann schreiben wir den da.
Wieso wollen wir umstellen?
Ja, das ist
ja, genau.
Gesetz, dann müssen wir einfach 4 Fuß voll haben. Können wir auch.
Willst du 4 Fuß voll haben nachher? Okay.
Ja klar, der Rot liegt ja hier, oder?
Oder ein Double, ja.
Nein, der Double. Ja, das stimmt, ja. Also wenn er den Tapback spielt, das ist... Ja, der Tapback spielt er logischerweise, oder? Genau. Dann ist er mit dem Shot, ist er näher hier. Und dann muss er gleich noch... Dann müssen wir echt 4 Fuß brechen. Ideal wäre hier. Genau auf die Centerline hierher. Würde ich nicht, ich würde auftun. Du willst auftun? Ja, ich würde auftun. Ja, sind wir vorne wieder. Das Problem ist halt wenn er nicht also, er hat dann 2 im Haus, oder? Das heisst, ich muss dann zuerst... Also erstens muss er der hier genug weit hinterher stoßen, dass er Shot und Second liegt. Ja, dann kann er Takeout machen. Dann kann hier gerade einen Takeout drauf spielen. Aha, so? Ja. Wenn der weg ist, oder? Okay. Oder eigentlich wäre hier ideal. Das tue ich mir auch. Dann kannst du den nochmal so anspielen. Eigentlich wäre der ideal. Ha? Von dieser Seite. Aber es ist verdammt schwierig, dass er genug Kraft hat. Jawohl. Also, wenn er schon so kommt, dann könnt ihr auch ganz eine gute Grad machen. Ja, dann legt er einfach daher, oder? Ja. Nein, dann legt er zu fest. Ja, aber der. Ja, wenn er hier liegt, dann Ich denke, hier ist auch nicht schlecht. Hier. Wobei, einfach, der Tap Fuss ist ja nicht so einfach. Also, da muss er, dass er den da hinten bringt.
So, Romano, we are still here. We just let them talk a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes interesting
Ja, aber das macht nicht so viel, das ist ein schwieriger.
they decide or whatever. They have their team discussion.
Yeah, they have some different ideas.
Well, this is why it's a team, right?
Exactly.
But maybe you just can give, in short words, maybe to our English audience what they were talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think they're still discussing.
Aber er kann sicher etwas machen. Nein, aber weißt du, aber jetzt warte mal, wenn wir jetzt hier freisen, dann hat er da den Tag, das ist ja einfach mal schon. Ja, aber nein, wenn er den Backline spielt. Wenn wir hier, jetzt warte schnell, wenn wir hier sind und er spielt Backline, dann liegt er genau hier, oder? Der geht nie nachher, der auch. Wenn der Backline spielt, dann bleibt der hier. Dann drehst du nur auf der Hälfte. Nein, ich würde hier her spielen. Aber jetzt hier liegt, oder hier liegt, spielt absolut keine Rolle. Ich würde nicht auftun.
I think Häsler wants to play the freeze on the red one. Because he's saying if the freeze is there perfectly, the red one will go nowhere.
Ja, ich kann beide spielen.
And Christian.
And I think Christian is more talking about clearing, maybe. And that's what the front end wants to play at least. Clearing the center guard, so that there is absolutely no chance for 2 points for Team Snitil.
Maybe you can show it what is the idea of the clearing here.
So the clearing would just be you get rid of that red one here.
Okay.
This one here. This one is gone.
I think now Stefan convinced Christian to play, like you say, the free kind of phrase over.
Yeah, they're playing somewhere around here.
Okay.
So if you hit this yellow one, then the red one here will go out like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you know, it's just because that would be the rock of Jerry Snitil after that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so.
But it's a little risk, of course. If you're not making it perfect, there will be a chance for Snitil for line 2. Oh, it's close to the guard.
Now it opens. Whoa.
And now this is the worst thing that could have happened with this rock.
Well, the thing is, you know, the discussion is obviously it was a long discussion, so sometimes I'm wondering if the outcome is still okay, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, now I think that was the idea already, maybe of before of Team Snitil to just tap the red one there.
Yeah, I think so too. They're talking now about maybe playing the takeout on the guard and hitting this one straight back on the red-yellow pair, because they're not sure that they can get the red one in the 8 foot on the nose.
Okay. Maybe you can show it again.
Yeah, if we have. Yeah, so now we have it here on screen. I think they're not sure if they can actually hit this one right on the nose, because they would need to curl here around, and then maybe they don't have enough power to push this yellow rock here.
That's why I think they have these two options to tap the guard.
Yeah.
Because then they have, let's say, better direction, then actually draw around,
exactly.
and then not having the weight to put the yellow one outside.
Yeah, this is the second option here.
Yeah.
But of course this one is much more difficult, I think.
Well, you
if
know,
I hit it a little-
if it's nicely done, you would have the red one. You would have the two red one in the center,
Exactly.
which is actually would be more difficult for Stefan to.
So the situation then would be like this. This one would be just red.
Yep.
And everything else would stay the same.
It's a nice draw, huh? This way.
I tried my best. And I think they will go for the race takeout here.
Tady rychle kolik?
Okay.
30, jo.
Kind of decisive rock because it's the. I think this is the only possibility because they are trying to get for 2.
Yeah. For sitting 2 so that Team Häsler just can remove 1 rock with his last shot. And then we would have, yeah, the next round.
Sit it!
Needs to curl. Needs to curl.
Oh, he's not so happy. Huh?
No. I think this is not it. No.
Oh.
So it's a win for Team Häsler. 5-3 win. Congratulations to Stefan Häsler and his guys from Bern Inter.